Good morning. We are back at it. Yeah, it's 8:15. Yeah, I'm a little late. I worked till 2 a.m. Cut me some slack, would you? We're trying to figure out what to do, where to go today. Dad's going to get busy spraying. I've got a couple of fields that I can plant corn in. Phil seems to be loading his planter, but I don't know where he's going to go plant because we don't have anything disked up and ready. So I'm going to go talk to him and see what his plan is. We're going to go get our equipment up in the field, like seed tender and the semi-truck that's still up there. Just reached my hand here to check the engine oil. It's still warm. Still warm. Okay, well, we got the seed tender back. We're gonna worry about the other thing, the semi-tender, fertilizer tender later. We got to make a couple adjustments to our planter. I did drop those row cleaners yesterday for that field. I want to raise them back up a notch today. I spilled some fertilizer when I was loading one time because I was doing too many things at once and not paying attention, so I should wash that off. We might do that. We need to get the seed out of the tanks and put new seed in and get reloaded with fertilizer and go plant. Dad's going to load up the sprayer, so we pulled it out of the way so he could get in there. We got to get some seed boxes moved around. I want to be able to bring the tender in here and have room to work around it, so we're going to move the 4020, which has not awoken from its winter slumber yet. Let's see if she starts. Never doubted it. Never for a second. Okay, we're just going to put this in the back shed. Well, here's the problem with using the same pad to load fertilizer and a sprayer is Dad's waiting on me now. We're going to load up fertilizer. I got to put seed in yet, but we're going to pull out of the way to do seed and let him keep moving. Dad's spraying beans. So the herbicide on our beans, we use a product called Tendovo. It's in that shuttle there, and it must be sprayed before the beans come up. It's not optional. Once the beans start poking through the ground and breaking that crust up, you can't spray it anymore. It'll kill the beans. So that's always the priority in the spring here, is getting the beans sprayed right behind the planter, pre-emerge, and then we'll worry about corn spray later. So he should get most of the beans that are planted sprayed today, as long as the rain holds off. Fueled up, loaded up, we're ready to go plant, finally. It takes forever. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this back in this barn, out of the driveway and out of the way. They're gonna pour concrete today, finish up the barn pad, or well, they got the walls, the footer of the walls, the floor in the barn done. They're pouring the outside approach today, so then they'll be done. We gotta keep our driveways relatively clean, clear, so that the cement trucks can get in. I had to set all my row cleaners back. Do you know what's on next year's planter upgrade wish list? Air adjust row cleaners. That'd be nice. Probably not going to happen, but they would be nice. We shouldn't have to set them again the rest of the year, though. I moved them down for the irrigated field. We adjusted them once to start, but this should be the good setting for the rest of the year. Some string I picked off. And we're off. Still got lots of dust. This field looks beautiful. I know some of you commented about the heavy residue comments that I've made on some of these other videos. Well, when I'm planting into corn stalks from last year, it's heavy residue compared to this, and that's what I mean. So that spot there is where our chicken litter pile was last year. We had chicken litter spread on this field, so that's our fertilizer, 2 tons to the acre, and usually we grow really good corn after that. So this is a well-tiled, pretty decent farm. It looks fantastic. We do have electric poles to deal with. That's the first time we've had to deal with that in a field this spring, but we'll manage it just fine. I successfully planted around the electric poles. Doesn't show up real well how I did that, but essentially what I like to do is I'll plant the pass on both sides of it. So this next planter pass over, I planted that one all the way through. I planted the one on the other, basically skipped the one where the electric poles are, because that one, the poles are right in the middle. And So rather than trying to pull up and then the pole being in front of the tractor and having to back it around and leaving this big huge gap, I plant on both sides, and then I just put my center of my hood right on the edge of the planter pass, put this tire between the last two, between rows 2 and 3. So we're only planting 12 at a time, and we plant one side, swerve around the poles as necessary, turn around, come back, plant the other side, swerve around the poles as necessary. You can kind of see that here, how there's like 12 rows there and 12 rows that taper out over there. Let's see, maybe if I do this, or this, or this. Doesn't show up super great, but anyway, we're pretty well done with poles. There's 2 more along that other road over there we'll deal with, but those ones are easier. Let's get this one done. We've got some, what are these? Small rounds, I believe, in the planter. They're R1s. So they're round, not flat, but they're still small seed, and they're planting much better. 99.3, 99.5 singulation. That's really good. I'm happy with that, especially at 9 miles an hour. So let's cruise across here and get back and get loaded up again. Got another electric pole in this pass. It's right in the middle. They always got to be right in the middle. So I did the same thing that I did on those other ones. That pass is planted, that pass is planted, but now we're going to pull up to it since there's just one in this and not a bunch. I planted the majority of it. We'll plant as far as we can, and we'll back out, and then we'll turn, and we'll just plant 12 on that side, 12 on that side, and then keep going. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Down to the end here, I got one more pass, or partial. One of those fields that you always end up on the wrong end of the field. No matter what you do, it's okay. Okay, what do we get done here? We got 71 done. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go back and load up. We've got just a couple of small pieces that we're gonna plant next. They get 105-day corn, so we're gonna put in what we need to go and do those. I think there's like 11 acres in the one field and 25 in the back field, something like that. And then after that, we can put a full box of corn in, because we've got a bunch of 3-4 fields going all to the same variety right together. So that'll be good. Planter's working really well. This monitor here is really nice, just to be able to compare and see stuff. I do see that rows 23 and 24 have a fairly wide discrepancy again. I'm guessing we've got a plugged a nozzle on row 24, so when we're done here and we're back loading up, we'll check that and run our wire up through that conceal knife and make sure it's not plugged up. Alright, we've got our fertilizer loaded up. I stopped and fixed a couple of fertilizer leaks. I had one row that was throwing a code that it was plugged or something when I finished up there, so I took it apart, tried to clean it out. We'll see if it's any better. I'm gonna go to the next field. Gotta get seed in there yet, so I pulled it out of there and we're gonna pull the seed tender around. I've got it all loaded up. This is sort of, feels ridiculous to put enough seed in there to do the 30 acres or something. I gotta break a box to do it and then clean out again. And if I wasn't so particular and could just throw a box in and plant until it was gone, this would be a lot easier and faster. The guy that I traded beans for, the ones that are in this big long row here, he wants them, so he's gonna pick them up. So I'm just getting him started, and then I'm going to plant. He can load and take care of it himself. Okay, he is good to go, and he's even gonna back my truck back in there. Still got seed on it, so I don't really want to sit. Now there's some storms or some showers around. I wouldn't call them storms, but it's possible we get rained out of this field. There's a little bit of dark clouds to the south, but I think we'll be all right. This is only going to take us 45 minutes to plant this. It ain't going to take very long, so let's go knock it out. Tractor crossing, narrow roads. You don't have to get that far off, bud. I will get over. Just got to let me get past the mailboxes here. We got plenty of room. Neighbors are spraying across the road. Nice sprayer. They still got floats on. They actually have floaters on. I don't know if they plant corn in there. I'd assume so. I guess I didn't look that close driving by. I was passing tractors. So anyway, this is all we've got here. It's only 35-ish acres. It's not going to take us very long. There's 11 in this front field. By the time we get the ends done, there won't be much left. We've got some light sprinkles. Take more than that to get us to stop. At least got to get rid of the dust, which we still have ample amounts of. But yeah, a few sprinkles here. So we're back to small flats, even smaller flats than we started with, and I can't singulate these worth of crap. I just talked to the planter expert from my John Deere dealer, and he said the new bowls are a lot better. He said you run higher vacuum, but they make the double eliminators really aggressive, and I don't know. I might have to get a set and try it. I don't really want to shut the planter down for it, but yeah, I don't know. 96 to 97 is not really good enough for me. Getting some end rows done in this backfield here. There goes Phil. So he was planting the field that we tiled last fall, the new farm, which we're going to have to stop calling the new farm pretty soon, I would imagine, or hope, or whatever. I don't know. It's our second crop year on it. We had corn in there last year, and then because we were so dry last fall, we were able to get our tile guys in late last fall and pattern tile the whole field. Should be a much, much better farm now. But we'll see. So anyway, he's got that done. He's got another 42 acres that's disked up ready for him to go plant. Hopefully he gets that one done before we get any significant rain. And then we're going to have to get the disc fired back up. Brock took off on us for the weekend, I guess. He came this morning, got those 2 fields done, and then he had to go. So no big deal. We'll figure it out. Just gets to that time of year when we've got 15 different things going on, and we don't have enough drivers, even when Brock is here. And then when Dad's got to go spray or Brock's not around, we got nobody to do tillage for us. But it's like 2 or 3 days a year that we need to hire somebody for. It's hard to do. So last pass here, and I even got a low seed bin warning, which means we don't have too much seed left in there, but only on one tank. So the other tank's got a little bit more. That's okay. Yes, we are in the back of the field because we're always in the back of the field, but that's okay. All right, we're going to drive it up. We're going to head back to the farm. We're going to load up for the next group of fields. The next group, we get to do a bunch with the same stuff, which is helpful. So we've got, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fields that are all getting the same hybrid. They're all ready to go. However, one of them is getting my plot, my corn plot, across the road from the farm there. And the one on the north side across the road from the farm, I think that's where we're going to do our high management versus standard practice plot this year. So I got to figure out what we're going to do there, but I'm going to need more than 1 box of seed to plant all those fields, so we can throw a whole box in, plant until we run out, and we'll leave blocks where we need to for the plot and for that high management trial. Yeah, plot's not going in today. That ain't going to happen, but hopefully Monday is what I'm leaning towards. Depends on how much rain we get today and what the afternoon or what the weekend, how it goes, what things look like. We have way too many tractors parked in the driveway for a spring day where they should all be moving. It's all right. There is rain coming. I think within an hour it's going to be raining here, so we're going to get loaded up, but I don't know that we're going back to a field today. It's getting dark to the south and it's moving north. It looks like we got about 45 minutes before it's going to be raining again, so I'm not going to be in a hurry to get reloaded and go anywhere because I don't think we're going to get anything done, which is fine. Our concrete guys poured today. Let's check it out and see what things look like here. This is awesome. Look at this. Beautiful big outside approach. We'll need a little fill or some stone. We got some over there to grade off along here after they pull forms. Fantastic. I think it's still wet enough I can etch the date in it. I was going to tell them to do that. I forgot. Nope, she's pretty hard. Nice. So this is, the idea here is for tillage equipment storage. So like we can back our disc ripper, our field cultivator, our disc, that kind of stuff in here. But also and mainly fertilizer storage. We're going to put dry fertilizer in here for the new spreader that we've got. You know, we can pile potash in this corner, we can put MAP on that side if we need to, or even lime and gypsum if we wanted to pile it inside for some reason. So that's what this building is for. There are not going to be doors on this side. It's going to be open with two 30-foot bays on the big post in the center there. So I think it looks fantastic. I think it's going to be really nice to have. Just having somewhere inside to park some tillage equipment that seems to have more and more computers on it these days. And be out of the weather. It'd be pretty nice. Well, it's been about 15 minutes since I got back, and the rain has started. Got my seed tanks empty. About as far as we're gonna get. I fixed, so I had been getting a couple of flow detection errors from my exact rate system. I fixed row 3. We had a plug in the hose. Row 6 is still giving me that error, but it's getting liquid fluid out because I just test ran it and there's a puddle underneath it, so I know it's applying some. But I talked to one of the guys at the John Deere dealer, and he said to take apart the poppet for that, which I believe is this piece up here. So I don't know, we're gonna do that, but I'm not gonna do it in the rain, so it might be later. I'll leave this sit here for right now, but we need to move some equipment around and get it out of the driveways. Jack's been working on my seed tender here because my Talc applicator hadn't been working, and it was seized. It was packed solid, basically. There's a little thing there. That's where it augers it in, and it drops down through there. Well, that was packed full of this dust, and the end cap was packed all the way through, and it wasn't letting it turn. So I pulled that apart. Got it all figured out, Jack?
I think so. It just got plugged up.
Yep.
The big chunks are in the bottom.
Big chunks are in the bottom of the bucket, so don't pour the bucket back in. Oh, yeah. This is some of that leftover dust, they call it. And I tried this for a year or two, and it works okay. I don't know. I didn't think it was great, and it plugs up my seed tender Talc applicator, apparently. Although it's mostly fluffy, but like that piece there. I don't know. That's a different color. That might be a different product, actually. I don't know. That one's dust. And it's hard. Really hard. I think the dust is ground up soybeans, if I remember right. This stuff. It was this stuff. I bought a few pails of it 2 or 3 years ago. We finished using it up last year. And yeah. Anyway, it's going to rain here, it looks like. This is I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't necessarily call it a welcomed break. Maybe a needed break. But it'll be fine. That's what it will be. So, first rain delay of Plant 25. Let's have a progress update. Basically, in the last 24 hours, slightly over 24 hours, we've planted almost all the corn that we have in the ground, except for that first 40 acres that we did when my hydraulic pump blew up the first time. So, or my fertilizer pump. We're sitting at 377 acres of corn in the ground, which, for what we went through this week, is not bad. I was hoping to be closer to 500 by now, but hey, that's okay. We did pretty good. Phil has killed it on the beans. I got almost 100 planted on Tuesday there with the corn planter, and then we switched it over, but we're sitting at 550-ish of beans in the ground. That's good. That's really good. So we're pretty dry. We can soak up some of this rain pretty easily, and it won't slow us down a whole lot. We'll see how much we get today. If we get a quarter inch, half inch, there's chances, tomorrow late afternoon or Monday we'll be back in the fields. If we get an inch here, well, it's going to take a few more days. So we'll see. We're going to clean some stuff up around the shop here this afternoon. It's 4 o'clock now. Move the planter out of the way there. It's kind of out of the way. It's not in front of the shop, at least. We didn't get much here. Half a tenth. It says 500ths or maybe 600ths. I don't know. Honestly, in 2 hours, we could probably go back to the field. I don't think we're going to. I did not get the planter loaded up. We got the seed tender working, though. I got the the variety out of it that we were just planting. So we're ready to load up. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow. If it doesn't rain anymore, we'll be going tomorrow full bore again. but I expect it to rain some more overnight tonight. I don't think we're going to get a lot, but we may end up with a 1/4 of an inch, and we'll need it to air out tomorrow most of the day. What was I going to say? Oh, I got some seed deliveries to make in the morning, assuming that we're not in the fields. Got our Talc applicator all put back together on the seed tender here. It works. That's awesome. So now I don't have to sit there with a little scoop sprinkling it in. Okay, good. What else? I'm going home. A little after 5. I'm going to go find some food to throw on the grill tonight and enjoy a little downtime. So thanks for watching this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Appreciate that. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We're off to a good start. Got a long ways to go, but we had a good start here. And after a frustrating couple of days, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Especially if we don't get much rain. I think we'll get another 2 days in before the next system comes. And at that point, we should be half or more planted. That'd be pretty good. Thanks, everybody. We might see you tomorrow. We might not. We'll see you when we're working again.